What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about the market along with Enjin Coin. I'm excited about Enjin Coin. I'm interested to see the recent developments in that bad boy and the growing ecosystem around it. Before I do, as always, I update the spreadsheet. The first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would smash it in this bull cycle. Had you invested $100 into each one and were still holding your bags, you'd be in profit for $58,200. Add in your $2,600 investment, you're sitting on a whopping $60,800. I've held all of these at one point or another in closed positions on damn near all of them in profit. Not grin, never grin. Always grin's been down. Look at it, ruin my bloody spreadsheet. And I've reinvested all that money into new cryptos. If you want to see the cryptos I'm in, check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I've built my portfolio to maximize gains during this bull cycle. My portfolio keeps outperforming the market week in, week out, and a couple of my coins have real potential to make some ridiculous returns on investment with seriously short-term opportunities, along with the biggest holdings in my portfolio, which are primed for explosion. Primed for explosion. If you want to make these gains before that bear cycle kicks in, click the link in the description and check it out. Right. So the market is actually Bitcoin's sort of moving sideways, which is what I said this morning. Actually, is that you can see sort of a sideways movement, which should be very good for the altcoins, and some of the altcoins are running pretty well. We've got Polkadot running very well. Shiba Inu continues to staggering. Stellar's had a decent 24-hour gain. Phantom obviously running wild. But yeah, it's looking, the market's looking strong. We know we're in sort of that territory of real excitement within the market. FOMO is kicking in massively. Market cap is nearly 2.3 trillion. It was at 2.3 trillion earlier today. And 24-hour volume is rising steadily and it's starting to look better and better and better. I don't think we're going to have too long before we start seeing the 200 billion 24-hour volume, and that will be very exciting. Now, Enjin Coin. I've spoken about Enjin Coin in the past. It was actually the very first video I did on YouTube where I said that it's primed for huge gains. I thought it'd be one of the best investments of the year. Not the best. Phantom was the best, but from my opinion. But Enjin looks really, really strong. When I originally spoke about it, I think it was 8 cents, was it? Enjin, nearly 9 cents. And it's looking really strong. It's looking really strong. Obviously, it's used and trusted by companies like Microsoft. There's some real legitimately strong businesses that they're partnered with. Whatever you think about Bill Gates or Microsoft, it's a very strong company to be partnered with. Now they are expanding as always. Excuse me. A big thing that they're starting to push is this NFT space. Use NFTs to grow your business. So they've got an end-to-end solution that allows you to create blockchain projects and experiences that make using NFTs feel effortless for everyone. Interesting, I'm reading a book at the moment where they're talking about when PayPal was first introduced, one thing that we've always done as a society, every individual at one point or another, when you've got physical cash and you're handing it over, there's that sort of they refer to it as a flinch moment. That you're doing your weekly shop and it's cost you 100, well, in the UK at the moment, probably 150 quid. And you have that flinch moment when you're handing out cash, and you don't have that flinch moment with contactless, or you don't have that flinch moment with stuff like PayPal. And part and parcel of what businesses are doing, the more that they're introducing digital money, as good as it's going to be in terms of an investment for all of us, is it removes that flinch moment, so you don't hesitate when you're spending money like you normally do with cash. Which can be a bad thing for individuals if you're not careful. And that's part and parcel of, well, it's part and parcel of what Enjin are doing effectively, right? It's not me slamming Enjin there, by the way. That's what, to be fair, that sort of mentality is what all cryptos will facilitate, is almost a removal of a flinch moment. Unless it's Bitcoin. Potentially Bitcoin is the one that will still have that. But anyway, sorry, that was a weird tangent. So NFTs, they're using NFTs to grow your business, to grow businesses. So it can be event NFTs or collectible NFTs. And obviously event NFTs are looking around, whether it's concerts or live streams or whatever it is. And collectibles, you're looking, there's so many territories within collectibles. It's not just games. You know, it can be baseball cards, it can be football cards, although Chile's seem to have got that territory pretty locked down at the moment, or certainly the strongest. But in terms of the insights that Enjin's team have been talking about, they're very excited about the 6 dragons integrating blockchain in 48 hours. And if you actually take a look at that article, it's actually quite bloody interesting. But scaling the NFTs is their biggest focus right now, and that's going to be integrated within gaming massively. And we knew this. We've spoken about this time and time again. I think Elio Trades has spoken about this nonstop for a couple of years now. And he's not wrong. Fundamentally, gaming and NFTs is the biggest growth. Gaming in particular, for me, biggest growth opportunity within crypto. Enjin is at the fore of that. Fundamentally, Enjin is has one of the highest market caps of gaming coins, along with Axie Infinity, and a couple of others. But Enjin has the business partners that could really help that push forward. But what's particularly interesting about Enjin is they've got something now launching, excuse me, called ENJINStarter. So ENJINStarter is a blockchains game, is a launch pad for blockchain games in the metaverse. So launch pads fundamentally have a huge attraction because obviously you can get in on IDOs very, very early. And we've seen with FOMO that they can provide opportunities for great profit, but within this, they're going to be enhancing the Enjin ecosystem, and this is going to be a combination of blockchain games, metaverse, and inevitably NFTs. Now the team so far is obviously growing more and more and more, but their advisors are looking very good as well. If you take a look through their advisors, the LinkedIns are all there, but I recommend you do that. In terms of angel investors, you've got some pretty big ones. Obviously, the founders of Enjin are a couple of them. But you've also got Altcoin Buzz and X Populus and Yield Guild Games as well, along with institutional investors, of which there are a staggeringly large amount. Now, some of these are big, none of them are massive necessarily, but that's a lot of institutional investors. Some of them are quite big, to be fair. And what's going to happen with regards to this is they're going to have their ecosystem, or sorry, their overall valuations. They've done all the seed rounds and all the private sales per token. Obviously, private sales were very beneficial for everyone that was involved because it was a 0.6 of a cent, and now it's at 18 cents, I believe. So that's like a 30x off the bat. Even if you got in public, you've done like, what was that, like 22x. Total amount of tokens is going to be 5 billion. Of those that are initially out, you're going to have 10% unlocked after 1 month for the seed, 10% unlocked for strategic after 1 month, and then 10 months linearly. 5% unlocks at the token generation event, so that's already out, and obviously 9.5% monthly linearly. Now, the concern here is the fully diluted market cap is quite a lot larger than what it is, than what the market cap is right now. because the fully diluted market cap is nearly $1 billion, and this hasn't done anything yet. But in terms of opportunity, it may very well provide something quite exciting. So the whole concept is to push the Enjin ecosystem, to grow the Enjin ecosystem, and being powered by Enjin, having a legitimately close relationship with Enjin bodes very, very well. We've seen, like as an example, Card Starter. When I was looking up Card Starter when it first came out, I spoke to the team within Cardano, and no one in Cardano knew about Card Starter. Now they do, and now they seem to be teamed up. But initially, there was no acknowledgement at all that they had a relationship. So this is outright clear that there is a relationship between ENJINStarter and Enjin. Now, in terms of their aim, or in terms of the tiers, they've got, let me just get that up for, let's open up Twitter. So, there we go. So they've got 22,000 followers already, so it's pretty massive. So Defina is their first IDO. They announced this 4 hours ago. So Defina.finance. So for anyone who did not get a chance to KYC, you will get opportunity to do so before the event. Watch this space. Now, I really like it as a concept. I genuinely do. I find it concerning the difference between the fully dilated and the current market cap. In fact, if we get CoinGecko up, Quant platform, let's put Enjin Starter. So Enjin Starter, see, we're not clear on what the current circulating supply is. So that is an issue for me. Right now, here are the current weights. So 25,000 ENJINStarter gets you guaranteed allocation for the lowest weight in the IDOs. Then it's 100,000, then it's 500,000. Now, for me personally, those are way too high. That prices out 90%, 99% of retail investors. That leaves you to potentially participate in the Galaxy community allocation pool. So you need to have one ENJINStarter token, so that's 18 cents. It will also include unpaid allocation from a guaranteed allocation pool. So if the guaranteed allocations aren't filled, then that will trickle down for the rest of the community. A fair launch mechanism will be implemented where you'll be able to participate in the community allocation for a uniform allocation size on a first come, first served basis. First come, first served basis is we have seen struggle under the weight of the amount of people that try and get in. They also don't end up being a poor opportunity for a lot of people, because a lot of people miss out on those first come, first served basis, because a lot of them launch when people are at work and you know, for me, like when I was watching PokerStarter and DuckDAO, DuckDAO, on their launches, the first come, first serves seemed to end up being very difficult for the majority of people, and they found themselves getting frustrated. The Telegram groups were flooded with sort of negative comments with that regard. So I would expect ENJINStarter might reconsider that, because literally it means that, you know, the top tier is going to cost you like $90,000 for the guaranteed allocation where you can invest the most, and that's pricing most people out. I mean, even that's going to cost like $4,500. So I really do like the whole idea. I really do, but they do need to fix that. Enjin itself, blowing up though. Blowing up. They've realized the value of this gaming ecosystem, and they are working immensely hard to grow it. Their updates within their blog are consistent. They've got this whole I actually recommend people watch the video blog here, or vlog. I hate that phrase. Where they talk about building and scaling NFTs with JumpNet. So because they've got the Ethereum virtual machine, they're already set up, and JumpNet already operates like Ethereum. But I do recommend people read this. It's worth your time. But when we're looking at the gaming sections within crypto, Enjin is almost inevitably going to take off again. Previous high was around $3, I believe, when it launched on Coinbase, or $3.50. Right now it's sitting at $1.63, which is about half that, a little less than half. And I would not be surprised if this breaks previous all-time highs. In fact, I expect it to. Fundamentally, the circulating supply, like the actual market cap compared to the fully diluted market cap, is very close. There's not much in it at all. So there's not necessarily going to be a huge dump in terms of the amount of tokens that fall on onto the market, which is a concern for something like enjinstarter. Because if you actually just look at the numbers, you know, they're going to be dropping a lot of tokens every month. You know, if you're talking about 10% per month, you're still talking about effectively 50 million tokens here, another 50 million tokens here, another 50 million tokens here, another 16 or so million tokens here. So you're looking at a couple hundred million tokens dropped a month, which could really damage the price of enjinstarter. So if you're getting into enjinstarter, just do be careful right now, because that is a lot. You're talking about a couple hundred million tokens to drop on the market every month from people that invested when it was 0.6 of a cent. So they've 30x their money. So they might just close that position and bank that money. So do be careful. But Enjin itself, beast, absolute beast, and continued developments, huge partners. It bodes very, very well. Bodes very, very well. It's exciting stuff, guys. So keep an eye on the Enjin space and some major updates and major from the team, because there's going to be a few coming out in the coming month. So you will want to be on the ball with this, because when these updates do come out, we could see the market run very, very well, particularly as we start seeing enjinstarter doing IDOs. Because while I've said be careful about the price of this, inevitably enjinstarter is going to be able to be purchased through Enjin token as well. That's like going to happen sooner or later. And when that does happen, Enjin as a price might rise as a result. So something to consider. Anyway, that's it from me. Hope you're all keeping well. If you're new to crypto, check out Copy My Crypto. Like I said, I've built my portfolio to maximize gains during this bull cycle. My portfolio absolutely keeps crushing it compared to the rest of the market, beating the market hands down week in, week out. If you want to make these gains during this bull cycle, build your wealth before the bear cycle, now is the time. So click the link in the description and check it out, guys. Bye-bye.